Welcome to our channel. Today, we're going to summarize Crime and Punishment by Fyodor Dostoevsky, chapters 11 to 20. Chapter 11, Raskolnikov's internal struggle intensifies as he battles with his conscience and the consequences of his actions. He grapples with the choice between confessing his crime and facing the legal system or continuing to live with a burden of guilt. Raskolnikov's mental and emotional state reaches a breaking point. He teeters on the edge of madness. In a state of desperation, he seeks solace in the belief that his actions were justified by his noble intentions and attempts to find any shred of evidence to support his theory. Chapter 12, as Raskolnikov's internal turmoil continues, he receives a visit from Porfiry Petrovich, the police inspector who has been investigating the murders. Porfiry's subtle and calculated questioning unnerves Raskolnikov, as he begins to suspect that the inspector may be aware of his guilt. Porfiry employs psychological tactics to unsettle Raskolnikov and test his reactions. The encounter leaves Raskolnikov even more convinced that his crimes are on the verge of being exposed. Chapter 13, Raskolnikov's encounters with Porfiry Petrovich leave him in a state of heightened paranoia and anxiety. He becomes increasingly convinced that Porfiry knows his secret and is deliberately playing mind games with him. Raskolnikov's mental and emotional turmoil escalates as he tries to outwit Porfiry and maintain his facade of innocence. He becomes consumed by fear and the constant pressure of hiding his guilt from the world. Chapter 14, in an attempt to alleviate his guilt and find redemption, Raskolnikov decides to confess his crime to Sonia. He pours out his heart to her, revealing the details of the murders and the overwhelming guilt that has plagued him since. Sonia, who has already shown immense compassion and understanding, listens to Raskolnikov's confession with empathy and offers him comfort and forgiveness. This pivotal moment marks a turning point in Raskolnikov's journey, as he begins to confront the consequences of his actions and seek redemption through atonement. Chapter 15, Raskolnikov's confession to Sonia prompts a profound shift in his mindset. He becomes resolved to accept his punishment and make amends for his crimes. He devises a plan to turn himself into the authorities and face the legal consequences of his actions. However, as he prepares to carry out his plan, unforeseen circumstances and external events disrupt his intentions, leaving him uncertain about the path he should take. Chapter 16, Raskolnikov's internal struggle continues as he grapples with his decision to confess and the conflicting emotions that arise from it. He is torn between the desire for personal redemption and the fear of the harsh punishment that awaits him. Raskolnikov seeks solace in solitude, wrestling with his conscience and trying to reconcile his theory of extraordinary individuals with the reality of his own moral transgressions. Chapter 17, as Raskolnikov teeters on the edge of despair, his sister Dunya faces her own trials. She confronts Luzhin, her former fiancé, who attempts to manipulate and defame her. Dunya, driven by her strength and determination, rejects Luzhin's control and asserts her independence. This subplot serves as a parallel to Raskolnikov's own battle against societal constraints and the need for personal redemption. Chapter 18, Raskolnikov's inner turmoil reaches its climax as he is plagued by nightmares and hallucinations. His guilt and the weight of his crimes become overwhelming, pushing him to the brink of madness. In a state of extreme vulnerability, he experiences a moment of revelation and comes to a realization about the true nature of his crimes and the necessity of accepting responsibility for his actions. Chapter 19, driven by newfound clarity, Raskolnikov makes a definitive decision to confess his crimes and face the consequences. He seeks out Porfiry Petrovich, the police inspector, and confesses to the murders of the pawnbroker and Lizaveta. Raskolnikov's confession serves as a cathartic release, freeing him from the burden of guilt and allowing him to confront the truth head-on. Chapter 20, the final chapter of the novel explores the aftermath of Raskolnikov's confession. He is imprisoned and begins to grapple with the realities of his punishment. Raskolnikov's time in prison becomes a period of reflection and self-discovery as he undergoes a transformative journey. Through his experiences, he learns the true value of human connection, redemption, and the power of moral responsibility. The novel ends on a hopeful note, as Raskolnikov embraces his newfound understanding and embarks on a path of personal redemption and moral renewal. Thanks for watching. To read the full version of the book, click on the link in the description below. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for similar content.